Good morning and welcome to Felixstowe Matters. A lovely sunny day again. Today we have Shez Southernwood in from the Level 2 Youth Project. We're going to just have a chat about the fact that it's their 10th year anniversary. So hi, how are you today?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. Yes.
Cool. So before we get into Level 2, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I'm from Felixstowe and most of my family live locally.
Okay.
And I have 3 children who are 23, 21 and 17 and a grandson who's 5.
Wow. So you're a local lass, as it were. What's your favourite part of Felixstowe? Have you got one particular place, or there's so many of them?
There are lots actually.
Yeah.
I love going down to the viewpoint. I used to go down with my dad, and I enjoy taking. I used to enjoy taking the children down there, and I now take my grandson down there. So I do. I love
lovely.
the viewpoint, the beach, and the docks, and yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's a great place to live.
Yeah, it is. So Level 2. What's all this about then?
Okay, I can't really remember when I first decided or realised that I wanted to work with children and young people. It's not. I think it's something that just evolved. My background is in performing arts. I used to work on cruise ships.
Oh, did you?
As part of an illusion act.
Oh.
What I found was that I was filling my time during the day organising games and activities for the children and young people.
Oh, brilliant.
I'm sure it's better today, but back in the 80s, cruise ships were not a great place for children and young people.
Okay.
Not much for them to do. I'm sure it's much better now. But I then started my own family and started Southernwood Stage School, wanting to give other young people the opportunities that I had as a young person in terms of all the gains that you get from performing arts.
Yeah.
That developed, and I realised that I was enjoying the youth work side of working with children and young people more than the performing arts.
Okay.
And building relationships with young people and enabling them to make positive changes in their lives. Around 10, 12 years ago, I went into formal youth work, as in did some qualifications, and was employed by Suffolk County Council, which was great, and that's where I really learnt my trade. I worked with the young travellers and travellers sites. I worked at Thomas Wolsey Special School, organising activities for after school, and detached youth work, and youth work in its broadest sense in many settings. From then I went on to manage a very similar project to Level 2 in Woodbridge called the Rochford House. And the last 2 years I've been working at Farlingham High School. So quite a broad portfolio of roles, but all very focused on well-being of children and young people. I'm new in post at Level 2 as a project manager. And Level 2 is a local charity that has now been running for 10 years that supports children and young people. I believe that it has over the years got press that would suggest it's for children and young people that are difficult.
Yeah.
I've also heard it be said that it's for the naughty children. That's not the case. Level 2 is for all children and young people. We do work with, as a priority, with those young people that may be disadvantaged for whatever reason, to enable them to access services and opportunities that they may not otherwise be able to. But actually, we're there for all young people.
Okay. So going from a cruise ship to youth work is I presume a huge change in lifestyle as well.
It is, hugely. And if someone had said to me as a 17, 18-year-old, you're going to end up as a youth worker working with children, I'd have said absolutely no way.
So level 2, whatever the press is about it, the point being is it's open to what age groups at the moment?
It has currently been 11 to 19-year-olds, but one of the things I'm working through with the Board of Trustees, who are supportive, is extending our age range, so we can go down as low as year 6, so age 10, working with those young people to help them have a smooth transition through to high school, and going up to age 25.
Oh, 25, so it's
with the increase in age and participation of education, so young people are having to stay at school in full-time education for longer, and working with those young people that are not in education, employment or training. A lot of funding now deems a young person to be up to 25.
Oh, so a young adult.
A young adult. Yeah.
So it's a youth project. It's from the website. It looks like a lot of fun, but is it sort of activities, or do you try and get people into work, or what sort of stuff do you do?
The project offers open access sessions, which are, for want of a better word, usual youth club type activities. They are separated into age groups just to control the numbers. So we have a year 7, a year 8 and a year 9 plus currently. And those all operate from the Youth and Community Centre based on the Maidstone Road campus of the Felixstowe Academy. And they're free, they're open to all young people, and they have the usual youth club type activities. So there are youth workers involved, there's a tuck shop, pool table, table tennis table, football table, music. But in addition to that, there's also always a focused activity. Sometimes it's quite subtle. It might just be that the youth workers are aware of an issue or a problem, and they come with open questions and creative activities for young people. Or it might be that we have somebody come in and speak, or come in with a specialist service. In addition to that, we offer mentoring and counselling to young people, and again that's going to be for all young people, and that service can be accessed direct from contacting us at level 2 or via the school, or any other way really.
So it's not just I remember when I was young, I used to go to a Friday night club with you mentioned with the table, and it was a religious one as well, so you had a little bit of that. But it sounds like you're saying that, you're there for that, but you're also there for any young person in crisis or needing help.
Absolutely.
So
we can, any young person can contact level 2, and we will either signpost them on to, but we would also do that with follow-up. We're not just going to give out phone numbers.
Chuck them over the fence.
No, absolutely not. We would follow through with the young person. And in addition to all of that, we offer in-school services where we help with PhD lessons. We do 2 lunchtime clubs, one on each campus at the Maidstone Road and the Garrison main sites. And they're called Health Matters, and they're predominantly sexual health, but actually we're there for advice on any health issues any young person might have.
So on the website, there's some wonderful things like, it looks like volunteering, people looking at animals, all these kind of different array of things. So is that kind of outside of the Friday night club or whatever? It's sort of like an extra event that they do weekend or another day. Is that another day? Okay.
Yes. We do holiday activities. In each of the school holidays, and so we have all sorts of events organised. This last half term, we took 2 groups of young people to Pleasurewood Hills for the day, and also over to Mersey Island, where we did off-road biking and assault courses. On a Monday evening, we run a group. It's not only for girls, but it seems to be predominantly for girls. It's called Addicted to Dance. It started off as a dance group, but actually it's much more now a girls' session, so that we have they do some dance there, which is their own choreography, mainly, and they can also, we also have jewellery and nails. This last Monday we went for a walk in the dark and watched the fireworks in various locations in Felixstowe, and came back and had sparklers and desks hanging out together, which was lovely.
So I think it sounds like there's a vast array of things that you provide, so interesting. How do you fund this? You're a charity, you're a charity. So do you fund this amazing stuff that you do?
I'm the only full-time worker on the project. There are other part-time employed staff and volunteers. Our funding comes largely from local charities and trusts, other organisations, local donors, and anywhere and everywhere. We have an outline proposal at the moment, which would underpin the project for the next few years, which would be brilliant if that comes off. But a lot of my role as a manager, more strategic and looking at where we can get funding. So evidencing the youth involvement of the project, and coming up with new initiatives, not just for the sake of it, but that are based on real need within the local community, for the young community, for the younger part of it.
So you're very targeted to what's required for
absolutely, and that's why youth involvement so that we can enable the young people to tell us what it is that they need, and also for us to identify what the need is in the town. Sometimes it's difficult for you to articulate what that is.
So possibly a rude question, but how much does it cost a year to support such a array of...
The project is run at about 100k a year.
So being a charity, fundraising is... What sort of fundraising have you been getting?
We try as much as possible to engage the young people in fundraising. We have all sorts of events. Quiz night recently, where the children
Oh really?
Coming up when the Christmas lights switch on, we'll be in the town, have a teddy tombola, and any other event. Really, to be honest, it's anything helps. The larger cost that we need, and it's tough times.
It's tough times. So you mentioned before we were on air, but you're one of the mayor's charities.
We are fantastic. Yes, fantastic. Level 2 and FAT, the bus transport. We are both issues and charities, and there are a number of events where the general public and charities. I believe there's a token drop in solar, and you can give to the mayor's charity there. There's also a Christmas concert, a musical event, and another event that and FATS will both benefit from being with mayor's charity. So that's really good. That's really good.
And that's for this year.
That's for this year. Yes.
So now we move on a little bit. Can you? I mean, it's a whole array of these things. Any stories about maybe some of the stuff that charity have done for the young people out there?
There are many success stories. For me coming into the project quite new. I'm kind of catching up on those stories. At the AGM last year, one young person spoke, and it wasn't so much she said. It was how she said it. Clearly, she'd been a young person that's been linked for many years. Not particularly a young person. It's been huge disadvantage, but her gain from the self personally in terms of her confidence. She said things like it's somewhere safe to go. There's always someone I can talk to. And those kind of things suggest that that's a relationship with the youth workers built up over years. not doing anything outstanding, but just being a constant support to that young person. And there are many stories like that. Supporting a young person at the moment who comes to us on day release from school. He's a young person that struggles with being in school all week, and it's a positive relationship with us, with the school that he's come from. While he's with us, it's not playtime, but it's more occupational creative learning. So we've done things like go to the Ipswich Museum, and from them we're doing an animal study. He's doing some artwork. We're looking to give him lots of local work experience, and just generally increase his self-esteem. So again, already I'm seeing a real positive change in his behaviour.
That must be a nice warm feeling when you go home and see the result. You can see that
it is.
So how many people volunteer for?
I believe we have about half a dozen volunteers. One of our volunteers was a young person that's come through the project and now volunteers, and she's fantastic. And she's a huge asset to the project and relates really well to the young people, even though she's closer in age to the young people we work with than a lot of us as staff. Again, that's excellent. And I believe that she has won awards through Young Suffolk on their volunteering scheme. So that's lovely to see. That's lovely to see.
So there's 12 of you that support all the different aspects of level 2. So how many young people get involved? For example, this year, how many people do you think that you have come to?
I believe that last year there were around 350 different young people that made over 5,000 visits to different sessions. Some young people will just come to the open access sessions and then not anything else. There are some young people who come to absolutely everything, the holiday activities. We do residential visits as well, where we use the ferry centre. It's a fantastic venue. It's great, and we're hoping to use that again next year. So large numbers of young people.
So with that in mind, you're helping quite a lot of people around the area, which is wonderful. But 10 years of this happening. So what events are we going to see from level 2 to celebrate 10 years?
We have a 10th year birthday celebration. That's going to be on the 17th of November. A couple of weeks. And that's at the Spa Pavilion in the lounge area. And that's open to the general public as well as all of our young people and supporters and other agencies. It's going to be a real fun event in the afternoon. I think it starts around 2:30, and it will be worth coming to. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. And it's with the way things have gone for provision of services for children and young people in terms of statutory and local authority funding. It's quite an achievement for a project like Level 2 to still be running and thriving and looking to the future. I'm new in post here, so the previous manager and the board of trustees have worked really hard to bring us through to where we are now. Things are still really tight, but we're looking at making plans for the immediate and long-term future. So we're not intending on going anywhere.
That's good news. Is it the Spa? Is it a secret what's happening, or can you give any hints?
We will be showcasing all the different services that we provide at Level 2. And we have a large birthday cake, which is always a good one. And the staff and young people will be on hand to talk to people about where we've come from, where we're at now, and where we're hoping to go in the future. So it's just an opportunity for everyone to come together and celebrate as a community what is the main youth provision for the area.
Okay. Okay, so you mentioned briefly the future. So what is the future for level 2 then?
Part of the reason I'm wanting to extend our age range, both ends of the spectrum, is I believe that in year 6, young people are more mature now than they used to be. They're dealing with more life issues, and I think it's important that we get in there early to offer them support as they make that transition through to high school. So we're looking at after Easter next year to be offering lunchtime sessions and taster sessions, so that when they go up to year 7, level 2 is already something that's on their sort of in the mind as a service of support that they can access, and have fun, lots of fun activities. The reason that I'm wanting to work with the older end as well is to support those young people that are becoming young adults and maybe floundering for whatever reason. We have the highest teen pregnancy rate in the area in Felixstowe.
Oh, do we?
I met yesterday with Joyce from Sanctuary Housing, and it's something that we both feel very passionate about. The work at Sanctuary Housing is fantastic. They support young mums and young people and all homeless people, anyone with housing issue. But the issue around supporting young parents is a growing concern. There's lots of help for young mums with their babies, and I would always advocate that the young children, the babies, need support. But my heart and my passion is for the young parents who may be aged between 14 upwards, and for me it's about supporting them in making healthy choices for them, enabling them to focus on a future, upskilling them to be able to go out to work, giving them independent living skills, but first and foremost raising their self-esteem and their self-confidence through just because they might have made an unwise choice or experienced high-risk behaviours that have resulted in them becoming a young parent, that life is not over. And for me it's about supporting them. And so with that comes all sorts of skills, whether that's cooking on a budget, everything that goes with being able to live independently as a successful young adult and parent.
So going back a bit, you mentioned your sort of weekly health. Is that also a preventative step from
It will be
as well?
It will be. At the moment, the sessions are around 45 minutes long, once a week at each campus, and they are for year 9 plus, so sort of 13, 14-year-olds plus. I think there is much work that needs to be done with the 13 and 14-year-olds to break this cycle. So on the one hand, yes, definitely want to be working with the young parents, but equally we have to do something to take it back a step further to break this cycle.
I mean, is it? I presume is it boredom? Is it just peer pressure, or do you not get that sense of why these things are currently happening?
The only thing that I do know for sure is that for some young people this is the norm. A family history would suggest that this is the norm. I don't think that at 13 and 14 they are really mature enough to be making those decisions. So for me it's about offering services that will enable them to explore those choices that they might be making before they make them. So it's prevention.
And I suppose bringing them into the youth project as such, definitely takes away some of the like-minded people and all that kind of.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. So if people want to contact you, how do they do that?
They can contact us through our website. just put into Google level 2, and it will bring us up. www.level2.org is our website.
Okay.
And just get in touch with us. I've worked really hard since I've been part of the project to raise the profile. The project used to run out from the building above Tesco's in the town centre.
Oh, okay.
And when they moved locations, level 2 seemed to kind of fall off the radar a little bit.
Right. Okay.
It has continued to develop and has continued to have huge success in terms of the services they provide.
Yeah.
But more recently, it's kind of back on the map again. We've had lots of information going out and lots of pieces in the paper and stuff. And coming in here today is great. Anything we can do to raise the profile of the project is good.
Oh, brilliant. So as you mentioned, if there are children or young adults out there who do want to get in touch, they can get in touch via the email or by schools.
Yes.
Or is there a telephone number? Or
yes. It's 01394 272 521.
Brilliant.
And
Okay, so just get in contact.
Yeah, definitely.
Advice or just finding out when to come down and join in the activities.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for your time today.
You're welcome.
This has been Felixstowe Matters. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.